Alrighty, guys, we are here at Mingo Central High School. We got the playoffs. We got man versus Tug Valley A-team action in the booth. Austin Chaffins, Daryl McCoy on the call. C-team action. Tug Valley took care of man in that, but now you got Fancy Pants, Darian Vance, and crew. Let's see how this one ends up, Austin. Now, man, they're going to recover. It looks like about the 34-yard line, and as we get the rosters here hung up, can you hang them up for us there? As we're sitting here looking at these two squads, we will man will start on, looks like, the 32-yard line. The Hillbillies, as you look, they have Bryson Belcher, Brody Collins, Matt Collins, Leland Grimmett, Adrian Hickman, Jackson Lusk, Parker Sizemore, Kyle Spalding, Colton Taylor, Austin Vance, Jaden Tanner, Braden Grimmett, Jack Walls, and Jaden Johnson. We'll read off Tug Valley's here in momentarily. Now, you guys have got to see this team more than any youth team, so you guys should know these kids by heart here. Uh-oh, Hillbillies coming around the edge. Yeah, that's a big old back there for man. What number is
35? That is. And they don't have him.
Yeah, right there, Austin Vance.
There he is, yep, Austin Vance.
What's his details on him?
He was born November 10th in 2010, 5'2", 135 pounds.
That's a big old back. Now, normally they got a weight limit for kids that play in the backfield. In youth football, they go by weight limits.
Okay.
So, he's, I'd say, pushing the limit. He's a big old back. Now, who we got behind center here? I can't see his number.
See his number. It's like number 10. It's Jackson Lusk.
Jackson Lusk.
5'1", 133, born on January 16, 2011.
You gotta think Jackson's probably kin to our good buddy Bill Lusk from over that area. That's not a name you hear often, so I'd say that's a good possibility. But, man, right now, looking at 3rd and 12, Tug Valley defense holding strong. And as you look down this Tug Valley squad, I mean, they got a lot of talent. I mean, you talk Bryson Adair, Gavin Maynard, Tucker Hall, Landon Blankenship, Sammy Blackburn, Eli Witt, Landon Witt, John Phillips, Morris Hodge, Ashton Evans, Chris Evans, Bryson Richardson, Mason Porter, and Darian Vance. Now, man, gets sniffed out, but he's still on his feet. Even fooled us there on the camera, but going on down that Tug Valley roster, you got Braxton Browning, Parker Smith, Stiller Salmons, and Braxton Amburn. Now, Stiller Salmons is a kid that we met last week, Austin, and his mother is a Steelers fan. So that's how he got his name, Stiller Salmons.
Hey, well, we might get along then. I'm Pittsburgh all the way.
Oh, Lord, we'll have to think twice about hiring you, Austin. The who day?
Oh, you ain't a Cowboys fan?
No, we're a Bengals fan.
Oh, Lord, that's even worse.
So here we go. Lusk, number 10. Jackson Lusk behind center, or in shotgun. He airs it out.
Ooh, and that was almost picked off by Ashton Evans for the Tug Valley Panthers.
Now, Ashton Evans, you'll see him, that sun's kind of bright. It's hard to see down there on the field. But for Man Hillbillies, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, that's what I thought, number 9. I was looking. She had awful long hair. So that's a girl out there playing, Kyla Spalding. So, it'd be interesting to see how she plays here today. Logan, they had a young lady that probably could have started on both these teams. I mean, she was very good. Probably one of the top 15 players I've seen in youth football. Now Tug Valley taking over on downs. Fancy Pants, Darian Vance around the edge. He's getting to the edge, and he's going to waltz in on the first play of the day. Fancy Pants Darian Vance goes in for the score, putting the Miners up 6-0. What'd I tell you about that youngin', Austin?
That he is a force to be reckoned with, and I'm starting to believe it. First play of the game, walked in with ease there. Beautiful run on the keeper. And now, if you're the Man Hillbillies,
you would have thought man would have watched a little film coming into that, and I'm putting a spy on Darian Vance.
Absolutely.
Now here they go for a 2-point conversion. Darian Vance lined up in the gun. He got a back to his left. Hands it off. He goes in for the 2-point conversion. I'm trying to see what number that is.
That's Eli Witt, number 12.
Eli Witt on the carry. Now, 8-0 lead for Tug Valley to start things out. Real quick, Austin, who's responsible for tonight's broadcast?
We want to give a big thank you to Andy's Pizza and More. You can call them at 304-236-3650. With pizza, wings, and breadsticks, they make their dough and sauce fresh daily. And make sure if you want a 10% discount with them, you tell them that you heard the broadcast on D&D Sports Network, and that's to get 10% off on any purchase you make inside the restaurant. T&K Grocery open 24 hours a day with a Sunday buffet. They offer catering and daily pizza specials. Check them out on Facebook. And shop local and stop in the Mountain State Boutique and look around. And while you're there, step over to the Chit and Chat Coffee and grab a caramel latte, brownie, or pastry.
C&C Hair Salon wants to say, go Bryson. Now, man takes the kickoff, but he's not going to get anything on that play. This one here, if man can't find a way to score the football, then any team's going to have a hard time slowing this Tug Valley offense down. Chad Dameron has this squad right here. They do what they want when they want. I mean, that's the kind of athletes they got across this roster here for the Panthers. So, if you're man, if you can't score the ball, then it's going to be a long day for you here.
Absolutely. Definitely being up here on this field with the sun beaming down, you don't want to be up here just for no reason.
No, they, Chad Dameron does an amazing job. We don't have the man coach's name. Last time these two teams was met to play, man's A team didn't come, so this is the first time we've got to see man play their A team.
This is a very physical Tug Valley defense that we're seeing here. They're doing a great job, and number 1 made the tackle, which is Landon Blankenship for the Tug Valley Panthers.
And as you're sitting here look at Mason Porter, how long that kid is down here on the defensive line, number 22. That's a tall kid on the defensive line. You see him right there. Mason Porter. Man comes up to the line of scrimmage. Lusk under center. He gonna hand it off first man through, and he gets hit. Stopped for no gain, or maybe a loss of, it looks like 1 on the play. So you're watching this on the D&D Sports Network YouTube channel. Folks, this is really our first day that we've ever had any live games on here. This one, of course, is delayed, so we want to take and welcome everybody to the D&D Sports Network YouTube channel. We got a lot of stuff that you can go on and watch already on here that we preloaded, and of course you can watch today's games. Make sure you subscribe to D&D Sports Network YouTube channel after you get done watching this game, folks. Now, Austin, here they come. Fumble on the field. I think Tug Valley may have come up with that.
Let's see who ends up with it.
Looks like Bryson Richardson, and he does. Or wait, no, yeah. Bryson Richardson recovers the ball. Big time play there. Number 69 for Tug Valley was the one that caused that. Chris Evans taken at nose guard. Come up with a big time play, pressuring the center there, and caused a bad snap. Tug Valley will take over here on the 44-yard line. Austin Chafin, Daryl McCoy on the call. You're watching the Mountains' #1 source for sporting news, the D&D Sports Network. Uh-oh, a little reverse action. He gets around the edge.
He's going to pop it back out to
He's
the
still
outside.
on his feet. And
gonna
he's
take
got
that all the
wide
way.
open pastures ahead. How about that?
Ashton Evans with an amazing run to get the score for the Tug Valley Panthers once again on the first play of the drive.
Ashton Evans is his sister is a state champion basketball player at Tug Valley. She was on that Audrey Evans Tug Valley basketball squad last year. It won the state title.
But it definitely runs in the family then, because that kid is special.
And he's the older brother of Avon Evans that we seen in the first game.
Right.
So
Definitely runs in the family tree for sure.
it does. So as we're sitting here, Tug Valley's going to come up, go for two. As in youth football, they don't kick field goals. Or I've never seen them do it. So I've still yet to. Somebody's never clarified that for me. Are they allowed to kick, or can they just not kick? They're handing it off. Bryson Richardson brought down shy of the goal line. He will not get in for the 2-point conversion, but Tug Valley will get out with a 14-0 lead with 2:52 to go here in the first quarter. Have they been stopped on any play yet?
No.
That's what I thought. Both scores first play.
First play of the drive.
Both possessions, yeah.
Yep, that is this is going to be a long, long game for the Man Hillbillies here if they continue to play the way that they're playing.
Yeah.
And for the Tug Valley Panthers, just looks like another day in the office.
Look at that kid. That kid is a monster. Hey, what's that kid's name?
See if we can see his number.
That's a big old youngin', folks. Now here we go. We got Darian Vance kicking off. Going to kick it, man. Trying to chase it down here. Falls on it. Not good field position for the Hillbillies to start things out. It's going to be on their own 24-yard line. Guys, if you're tuning in, you're watching the Mountains' #1 source for sporting news, the D&D Sports Network. Austin Chafins and Daryl McCoy on the call. We got West Virginia playoff football. Tug Valley versus Man in youth football. A-team action here. Tug Valley leads 14-0. We want to thank T&K Grocery, Andy's Pizza, Mountain State Boutique, and C&C Beauty Salon for sponsoring today's action. You can see them running across the bottom of our screen all game long, folks. If you want your name on that scroll, give us a call at D&D Sports. Again, Man, West Virginia was added to our coverage area at the beginning of the school year, so definitely looking for sponsors in that area. Now, Lusk in the gun. Finally got smart. Give him a little more time. But same result. That's going to be a loss of 2 on the play. That was Bryson Richardson in on the tackle. You know, Bryson Richardson also, I know this is your first time getting to watch him, but Bryson Richardson is the smallest kid on the field, but he's got the biggest heart.
Right.
The kid can definitely lay some wood. I mean, he's a big hitter. And again, guys, you're watching this on the D&D Sports Network YouTube channel. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and like and share this post on Facebook. You can follow us on Twitter at David and Daryl, and tune in every Thursday night to Crunch Time with David and Daryl as we got UK offensive lineman Austin Dotson, former UK players David Jones and Alex Wells, and myself covering all things around the sporting world.
He's yet to be brung down here.
Yeah, he's still up. He said, "Hey, I'm not going to lose any yards on this." You know, that kid, he's a you know, every time he runs, he's tough to bring down. You know, he's a big kid for a running back there, number 35, Austin Vance. Now we got a timeout on the field. As we take a timeout on the field, we're going to take a timeout with us too, and hear some fine words from Next Step Legal and Justin Markham.
Justin Markham and Will Duty is two of the premier attorneys in West Virginia and Kentucky. Whether it's car wrecks or Social Security claims, for all your legal needs, call 304-235-WRECK. That's 304-235-WREK.
All right, guys, we are here 14-0 as Tug Valley leads. And Austin, you just talking about running clock. I'm not sure in youth football what the answer to that is. I know in high school football it's 36 points.
Well, if that's the case for today's game, it's the way it's looking right now. We might see a running clock here if that rule is still the same.
Yeah, I'm going to turn that scoreboard off because you can't even see it right now, so it's a waste even having it up there. Austin Chaffin, Daryl McCoy on the call here. Want to sit here, tell you folks, if you want some good video footage, go to ATC Productions on Facebook. Uh-oh, Lusk. Luck's still on his feet. He gets up about 3 yards shy of the first down.
This is a good sign for Man. You know, they need to switch the momentum up, get some good positive yards, and try to break down that Panther defense.
Yeah, right now, I mean, you know, you got a 4th and about 3. And, you know, I think if I'm Man right here, I'm calling Austin Vance's number.
You're going to have to.
You know, he's been hard to bring down. So I don't see why you don't go back to him here. Austin Vance. Now, I'm not sure who the winner of this faces, but I tell you, the next round is going to be fun because I would say they either play Chapmanville, Logan.
Looks like he loses the ball.
Or maybe Williamson. Is that?
That's Tug Valley
yes,
football.
It is. Man, had things going their way finally and turns it over with their second consecutive fumble. How about that? I mean, Tug Valley defense coming up strong.
You know what they say, the calm before the storm. When things was looking good,
yeah,
Tug Valley came up huge on that 4th down play. Now, I'm curious to see if they can keep the streak going. I mean, first play of the drive here. They're going to score again?
Now, this team's only lost 1 game. And that's going to be interesting, too, to see. Let's see if they can score here on the first play again.
They've yet to lose a down.
Yeah,
this game.
The only game they've lost was Chapmanville. They lost homecoming game.
Throwing a little screen pass off. Whoa! Just overthrown.
Yeah.
We got a flag on the play.
Yeah, that's going to. We'll find out. That'll come back here.
Well, I'm pretty glad I didn't put any money on that because I was willing to put money if they was going to score again.
Well, that was a flag, so we won't count that one. So let's see if they can keep it going here. As 32 seconds to go here in the first quarter, Tug Valley leads 14-0. Daryl McCoy and Austin Chaffin's on the call. We are here at Mingo Central High School, a.k.a. Minor Mountain. Beautiful facilities up here. You know, Mingo Central, they got great administration. They're good people up there. We've always enjoyed dealing with the folks there at Mingo Central, so it's good to be back up here on Minor Mountain.
All right, so it looks like that is definitely it's going to be a holding call maybe on the Panthers. So I'm not gonna count that here.
Let's see what they do here. Darian Vance lining up. Now they've changed this up. Darian Vance ain't always been quarterback. You know, he's number 48 gets around the edge, and he's going to be tackled shy of the first down there. But the Darian Vance, you know, they used to take him, put him over on the slot, and they would move him. Now I think they against their better teams they may still do that, but they you know, it's interesting not having or having Darian Vance back there, because this is only the second time we've ever seen him. Usually they put him at quarterback whenever they make adjustments, and they've not had to do that. And Landon Blankenship, he's usually the QB for this Panthers squad. See Chad Dameron down there. We'll stick right here through this timeout, but you know, he's got as he's sitting there, you know, this game right here is going to be a good game for him to try stuff. You know, the only bad part is you know, you don't want to show all your cards, because next round, if you have to face Chapmanville or Logan or Williamson, you know, that things could get a lot tougher for you, right, if you show all your cards here. But you know, it's going to be interesting. I think you'll see some trickery. I think they'll put some unconventional stuff here later on in this game.
Right.
You know, last week was the first week that we didn't cover Tug Valley this year. They ended up getting a big win last week. I think they played Mate 1, so they ended up getting a big win there. I know that Ashton Evans and Bryson Richardson both had 2 touchdowns in that game. Now again, guys, you're watching this on the D&D Sports Network YouTube channel. Go hit that subscribe button, like and share, spread the word, and you can find great content here that you may not see on our other platforms. You know, people ask all the time, you know, why does Facebook not have stuff that Twitter does, and Twitter not have Facebook? Well, you know, Twitter, you know, it's a little more you know, it's a different audience. You know, it's you're going to show different content on there, and then on YouTube, you know, like our Crunch Time show. You know, our Crunch Time shows aired. You know, it's kind of we point it toward adults, so we have it at 9:30 at night. So you see content on there you may not see on normal times, but. You know, don't forget, November 1st, #1 basketball show in Eastern Kentucky, Southern West Virginia. The Grind Session will be back November 1st. Kevin Keesley, Darryl McCoy, and Thomas Rainey. Austin Chaffins. Man in motion. Uh-oh. Reversed. Kicks it out. Number 48. He's going to take it all the way to the house. Who is that 48? Stiller Salmons. Stiller Salmons. Struts his stuff all the way to the end zone. Nice run by that youngin there. He didn't get a touchdown on the first carry, but he made up for it the second carry. He ended up waltzing in untouched. Yeah, this is man squad. And listen, there's no. I mean, I got a lot of respect for this man squad. Let's see. I don't even know. Darian Vance, he gets around the edge and scores the 2-point conversion. But this man squad, I mean, you know, as you look, they don't have one bench player.
Right.
You know, so these kids are going to get wore out. You know, you know, Tug Valley, a team like Tug Valley, you know, you have to chase them around the field, all them great athletes. I mean, man was behind the 8 ball before they come over here. But to give these boys a big shout out, you know, I mean, that takes a lot of guts to come over here, a game that you know you got a big chance of losing. You know, I give them props. Now, if I'm not mistaken, they just got 10 players.
Hannah's got Looks like 13.
I mean, on the fit.
Oh,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They just got 10 players, so they're playing 11 versus 10 out there. So, I take it. And hats off to this man squad for coming up here and playing this ball game.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm sure Chad Dameron will take it easy on them. Darian Vance with a big time hit there. That's the thing, Austin. As you look, they're just playing with 10 players, and that. Well, see what Tug Valley. See if they're matching on 10 for 10, or if they're putting 11 out there.
Let's see. See as they line up here. Yeah, looks like they're matching 10.
So hats off to Chad Dameron for doing that. That's a classy move.
Yeah, absolutely.
To sit there, and listen, you want to do that as a coach, as a community, as a school. You want to give these players, a chance. This is their last time playing youth football before they go to middle school. So you want to give them a chance to play if they can, and they found a way to make it happen here.
Got a pitch to the outside. It's got a good little run going on here. Runs into traffic.
Stiller Salmons gets the hit. No, that wasn't Salmons. That was Bryson Richardson coming up with the tackle. Now, I've seen situations before where this has happened. A team may not have as much personnel. When I was in grade school, we did that, but we'd always have to give the team another player. Mm-hmm. So they got one of our players. Yeah, you always you never wanted to be that player. If you was on, you didn't want to leave your teammates, but it would have to be done sometimes to get the game going. And then I've seen it played 5-on-4 in basketball. I've seen that happen.
2nd and 7 with 6 minutes and 38 seconds and counting.
Jackson Lusk hands it off. Uh-oh, he breaks through the defense. Finally caught. He falls forward. He's going to be about a yard shy.
I'm telling you, this Tug Valley defense is physical. Every hit they're laying has something behind it.
They definitely want to leave a lasting impression, that's for sure.
And you look at Tug Valley, I mean, they're not really what you say, big. I mean, you have a few tall guys. I mean, but for the most part, I mean, these are some little guys out here, and they are definitely stepping up and laying the hit stick on defense.
Well, check out Jackson Lusk under center here. He's gonna keep the ball, goes forward, gets the first down. And that's the thing. If you're a man, you want little plays like that to build on. Okay, let's get this first down. Let's chop away at them.
Mm-hmm.
One play at a time. 22-0 is the score. 5:33 to go here in the first half. Austin Chaffins, Daryl McCoy on the call. You're watching Youth Football, Youth Day here on the D&D Sports Network. We have West Virginia playoffs. Tug Valley versus Man. Tug Valley leads 22-0 over the Man Hillbillies. I want to thank T&K Grocery, Andy's Pizza. Let's see. He takes the snap. And they're pushing. That's going to be stop forward progress there. As well, we want to thank Mountain State Boutique and CNC Beauty Salon for sponsoring today's action. Now, don't forget, next week we'll have, next weekend, or this coming weekend, we'll have Belfry versus Pikeville in the third round of the middle school state playoffs. And then we'll also have our game of the week on Friday night. We have not decided where we'll be. We'll let you know that later on in the week.
Another pitch to the outside. He's got a good little run.
Oh! Kind of a horse collar there. Steeler Salmons says, come back here, boy.
He put it all out there on the line. You're either going down or I'm coming with you one, but I'm getting a hand on you. I mean, great play.
Well, number 28 for the Hillbillies, Parker Sizemore, has a healthy-looking mullet on him.
I definitely think he could win maybe a mullet of the year for his age class. I mean, it's looking pretty fresh.
That's a mullet Keith Whitley would be proud of.
Absolutely. You know, you see it popping out of the football helmet. Imagine what it'd be like out of a baseball cap.
They
driving the ladies mad.
That's Parker Sizemore. Yeah, I'm sure he'll like them kind of words. So here we go. Uh-oh. Finally brought down, but I tell you what, Darian Vance saved the touchdown on that one because he had green grass ahead of him.
Absolutely, and it looks like the Hillbillies, I don't want to jinx anything, but it looks like they're picking up a little momentum as far as their run game.
Yeah.
I mean, it's coming along, and maybe, unfortunately, you're looking at a 22-0 score, but it may have took, a few drives to be able to really click it in gear.
Now, this is 4th and inches. I mean, look at it. It's very close.
Very close.
I would make them measure that. It's so close. That's going to be tough. I mean, I can't tell if he's got it or not, but you got to fall forward here on this one. Oh,
and
Tug Valley. I tell you what, them Hogs, they're on that line, on that defensive line. You talking about Chris Evans, Bryson Richardson, and Darian Vance, our man there, number 22, the big guy, Mason Porter. They, to their credit, they hit that offensive line and they pushed them back. They fired off that ball, hit man first, and it showed as the man ended up losing yardage there. Turnover on downs. Tug Valley will take over the ball here on the 48-yard line.
That's a great display of defense. I mean, that's what you have to do every single play to win championships, and they look like a championship caliber team tonight.
Darian Vance lines up in the gun. He's rolling right.
He's looking. He's got a man wide open. No, he got it.
And he gets it. Bryson Richardson takes it to the house for another Panther touchdown.
That's a 51-yard bomb. That's great stuff.
Darian Vance rolls right, smacks Bryson Richardson with a 51-yard touchdown reception. Whew! Panthers looking unstoppable here. Chad Dameron's crew is, right now, they're definitely clicking on all cylinders, Austin.
And, that's how you got to be. That's how you got to be, game in and game out, and it starts in practice. And you can tell that these guys are real, they're coached real well. I mean, it looks like they're taking everything they've been taught, everything they learned, things that's been drilled into their head, and they are executing perfectly. And then, like we was saying, whoever they're going to play in the next round, if they win this game here, it's going to be a tough matchup, and they're going to have to fire on all cylinders.
Yep. Austin, real quick, who's responsible for tonight's broadcast?
We got T&K Grocery, open 24 hours a day with a Sunday buffet. They offer catering, daily pizza specials. Make sure to check them out on Facebook. Also, we got Andy's Pizza and more. You can contact them at 304-236-3650. They offer pizza, wings, breadsticks, and more. And they make their dough and sauce fresh on the daily. If you want 10% off with them, make sure you tell them that you heard about them through D&D Sports Network. Also, shop local and stop in the Mountain State Boutique and look around. And while you're there, stop over to the Chit and Chat Coffee and grab a caramel latte, brownie, or pastry. We also want to say a special thank you to C&C Beauty Salon. They want to say, go number 54, Bryson from Mim and Pat. Go Panthers.
Alrighty, guys, we are back here. Tug Valley versus Man in the West Virginia Youth League football playoffs. Tug Valley leads 22-0 over the Man Hillbillies. Austin Chafin's Daryl McCoy on the call. You're watching this on the D&D Sports Network YouTube channel. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, folks. Also hit that like and share button. Get these numbers up for these youngins. Darian Vance rolls right. Strikes again.
Oh, almost a big-time catch.
Yeah, he was wanting the call there, wanting pass interference, but the official's not giving it to him.
So what happened to the last score?
Huh?
Is it not on the scoreboard? There. Yeah? How'd they get the ball back?
Yeah, they should have scored again. They stopped them on downs there. They stopped them on that 4th down play.
I did not know it was 4th down.
Yeah.
Man, I tell you what, this Tug Valley defense, they're not on the field long, are they? I mean, they
No.
are in and out, and they get the job done. I mean, it's beautiful. Beautiful work by the defense. See, he's back in gun right now, a little high snap. Looks like he's going to take it himself. He's going to roll out to the left side here.
Yeah, he's got room.
Cutting it to the sideline. There's a flag on the play.
Darian Vance directing traffic. He gets around the
And
defender.
he's still going.
And Darian Vance with a little okey doke. He's at the 20, the 15, the 10, the 5. Touchdown, Panthers. Darian Vance for another Panther touchdown.
Let's see if this is getting brung back or not.
Or that flag back here. Yeah, that'll come back. If it don't, it sure will. Yeah, they're already the officials walking back. These players ain't going forward, so.
Man, and that's unfortunate. What turned into, a high snap. It looked like the play was going to fold, coming into the outside, breaking a few tackles. I mean, it just turned into a beautiful play that was orchestrated by him. I mean, you have to give props to him. I mean, he was able to use field vision and be able to know what to do in the quick situation. Now I'm curious to see, that you lost that one. Can I get it back?
What's sad is Darian Vance, if that play would have stood, I'm sure that would have made the D&D Sports top 5 plays of the week. So, top 5 play waxed off the board there with that penalty.
The great thing is he might have an opportunity to make an even better one here. Deeper back into the field.
Another high snap.
He's going to hand it off here. He's running to the outside. Looks like he's going to be able to – he's going to get pushed out of bounds. I thought maybe he was going to have enough speed to get around him there.
That was wit on the carry.
And despite, the loss of yardage, I mean, that was a great play to bring it back closer to original field position.
Yeah.
And now it's just like starting over. And what we've seen with this Tug Valley offense, it really doesn't matter where they line up. I mean, if it's 1st or 10 or 1st and 40, it seems like they get the job done. So I'm curious to see if they're able to punch it in right here on this play.
Well, this Hillbilly defensive line, they need to penetrate this Tug Valley offensive line. That's easier said than done. Uh-oh. Richardson's still on his feet. Jukes him. He cuts to the middle of the field. Bryson Richardson still going. He's got open field ahead. Another juke splits the defender.
Between the defenders.
Brought down at the 2-yard line. That right there, if he would have scored, that would have probably been a D&D top 5 play. So, got all the way down to the 2-yard line, but come up short at the end. Bryson Richardson.
Little man's got the moves.
Yeah, he looking like James Brown out there.
I'm expecting a pitch to the outside here. It seems like they're able to capitalize heavily when they're running on the outside of the field here. Just not much the defenders can do.
See what they call here. Vance has a back to the right.
Another high snap.
He keeps it.
Be forced to keep it. Maybe a gain of 1, if anything. Start back from the line of scrimmage.
So as we're sitting here, 31 seconds to go in the half, 22-0 lead. Man, it would be huge if man could stop Valley from reaching the end zone right here. And listen, if you can stop Valley here, then all of a sudden that may be a a win for the first half. You coming in shorthanded. I mean that you win the small battles to win the war.
Absolutely, and they are. This Tug Valley offense is a very, very tough crew. So, I mean, if Mann's able to stop them here on the goal line, it's kind of like a punch in the mouth saying, you got all the way down here and we stopped you. And that could be a momentum switch, too. You just got to capitalize on every play. It starts one play at a time. So, if you're Mann, you can't get down right now. It starts right here on this play.
No, you gotta keep playing through, and 31 seconds to go. You get this stop, changes the whole complexion, of the game. If they score here, then it's probably going to be a rout in the second half as well. But if you stop them here, you got something to fight for.
It's like a little issue on formation.
I kind of like that cheer. They said they want another one just like the other one. And Bryson Richardson goes in for the score.
And he delivered it to him with ease.
There's you another one just like the other one. Bryson Richardson goes in, puts Panthers up 28-0 over the Mann Hillbillies. Austin Chaffins, Daryl McCoy on the call here. We got West Virginia Youth League playoffs here on the Mountain's #1 source for sporting news, the D&D Sports Network. Really quick, we want to thank T&K Grocery, Andy's Pizza, Mountain State Boutique, and C&C Beauty Salon for sponsoring today's action. You're watching this on the D&D Sports Network YouTube channel. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, folks. Covering Tug Valley sports here, you can bet that these fans watching are ready for basketball season. Tug Valley always been a basketball school. But I'll tell you, with Haiti Ford, he's building something special up there on the high school level in football.
He is. I think he's doing a great job. He's taking it one step at a time, and I mean, not everyone can start from the top, and that shows who the real coaches are too.
Yep.
When you can really build a program, there's nothing more beautiful than building a program from practically scratch, which is what he's had to do here, and I think he's doing an excellent job, and I see big things coming in the future for Haiti Ford and the Tug Valley High School Panthers.
Absolutely. Especially if you can keep these young players right here in Naugatuck, Fancy Pants, Darian Vance, Bryson Richardson, Ashton Evans, Chris Evans, Eli Witt, Stiller Salmons, Mason Porter. If you can keep these kids there in Naugatuck when they get to high school, then you're going to have something special. Jace Maynard. We're going to chase it down the kickoff, and that's going to be the young lady, Kyla Spalding, recovering the kickoff. I tell you, Austin, if Tug Valley has to play Logan, you got to watch that game or cover that game with me. That girl is unbelievable. She's the type. She's not Darian Vance, but she's definitely up there. I mean, she's not just a kicker for a girl. She comes in. She'll play quarterback, receiver, running back, and she's explosive. I mean, she's fun to watch.
Hear the parents down there saying, "Let's block somebody. Let's see if Mann can punch it in with 21 seconds to go in the half."
Jackson Lusk under center. He pitches it back. And Tug Valley.
Beautiful run.
Nice
Gets
run.
from behind.
But he's going to pick up about 4 or 5 on the carry. Thing was, he went back about 10 yards before he even got started. So it ended up what you had a 20-yard run for a 5-yard pickup.
Yep.
And that'll end the first half. Tug Valley leads the Mann Hillbillies 30-0 here in the West Virginia Youth League playoffs. Austin Chafin's Daryl McCoy on the call. We're going to take a commercial break, and we will be right back on the Mountain's #1 source for sporting news, the D&D Sports Network.
This is Bruce Walters from Bruce Walters Kia. By now you know Kia is a great vehicle, and you know they come with a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty. So why should you buy from Bruce Walters Kia? At Bruce Walters Kia, we're going to change your oil for free for life. And what you do with that money you save is up to you. Come check out the 2022 Kia Carnival and the 2021 Kia Sorento. Only at Bruce Walters Kia in Pikeville. Or shop us online at brucewalterskia.com.
Over the past few years, Paul Howard Jr. has risen to become one of the elite attorneys in Pikeville, Kentucky. If you need an attorney for any occasion, call Paul Howard Jr., attorney at law, at 606-369-1807. That's 369-1807. Have a fall? Call Paul. Dr. Jared Thacker, Appalachian Chiropractic, is an award-winning chiropractor. He has been named Best in the Tug Valley and Best in the Coalfields. If you need a chiropractor to take the pain out of your life, call Appalachian Chiropractic today.
This is where it all started, right here on this farm. We may have grown over the years, but we've never lost sight of what was important to us. We're continuing that tradition today, and we always will be for generations to come.
Justin Markham and Will Duty is two of the premier attorneys in West Virginia and Kentucky. Whether it's car wrecks or Social Security claims, for all your legal needs, call 304-235-WRECK. That's 304-235-WREK.
You heard? Double Quick has a new app, but it's not for everyone. Just for people who like discounts, games, and free stuff. If that's you, pop in at your app store and download the free Double Quick app. Looking for bargains? Click on deals. Sometimes you'll get a discount, sometimes freebies, but there's always a deal. Gonna have your coffee, cappuccino, or hot chocolate? Click Coffee Club and get a free cup for every 5 you buy. Free is my favorite flavor. Like games? Play for fun and to win prizes. And did I say for fun? Plus, our new app will locate your nearest Double Quick, compare gas prices, give you lotto info and more, and it's free. So, if you really like getting the inside scoop, games, discounts, and free stuff, download the new Double Quick app. And if you don't, well, keep doing what you do enjoy, like sitting alone in the dark. The Double Quick app is free for iPhone, Android, or BlackBerry. So what are you waiting for?
With offices in Ironton, Moorhead, and Ashland, stop by First Option Mortgage today and let them help you buy your dream home. First Option Mortgage is certified in Ohio, West Virginia, and Kentucky, and are proud supporters of all mountain athletes.
Hi everybody, Dave Baker here for Citizens Bank of Kentucky. Do you want to love your car even more? How about putting extra cash in your pocket each month by refinancing with new low rates at CBK? It is fast, it's easy. All you have to do is log on to wearecitizens.bank.
With offices in Ironton, Moorhead, and All righty, folks, we are back here on the D&D Sports Network Youth Playoffs here in West Virginia. Tug Valley leads man. I can't see the score because of the sun there.
30-0.
30-0 at the half. You had Fancy Pants Darian Vance went in for a score. You had number 48, which was Witt, took it in. Had a couple scores for Witt. I think he's got 2 touchdowns. Or no, that's Stiller Salmon's number 48. And then I think you had Eli Witt that took it in for a touchdown, if I'm not mistaken. So, that gets us up to 30-0. Austin Chaffins, Daryl McCoy on the call. Austin, Tug Valley, they've had their way with this Hillbilly defense.
Absolutely, they have. It's been an offensive powerhouse and defensive powerhouse. Just all around. This is a sharp ball club. You don't see the Panthers offense, running more than 3 plays and they're in the end zone. And then as far as the defense, it's 4 up, 4 down. They're going out there and they are having their way. And I have to say that the Panthers defense is physical. Every hit they lay, they're dropping the shoulder, and they're putting it to the Hillbillies right now, and that has to make you think, how does that sit in with the Hillbillies? Is that played mental games with them, knowing that, hey, it's hard enough to gain a few yards, but every time I'm getting hit, I'm not getting slung to the ground. I'm getting laid out, and not just by one Panther, but 2 or 3 Panthers are coming in swarming. So, they played great defense. As far as offense goes, they're untouchable. I'm really curious to see, if Tug Valley is able to hold on here and pull out the win, how they're going to play in the next round, if they're going to be the same ball club, which I would hope they are, because what I'm seeing today, they are super physical and they are just on point with everything they do. You can tell that the coaches has definitely prepped them in the right direction throughout the season.
They have, and listen, I got so much respect for these hillbillies. As you look, Adam sitting over there. These boys 2 weeks ago they were supposed to play Tug Valley. They couldn't get enough players to play them, so they ended up not playing. It was just a C-team game that day, and they come in here with only 10 players on their roster. And, they stepped up and done what they had to do to get these boys a ball game, their final ball game. It's not fair to these kids that they're a player shy. So kudos to that man coach and staff, and kudos to Chad Dameron for only playing 10 players against them out there, finding a way to make sure that this game happened for these kids. It's a situation. This squad, they got some players. They're not as deep as Tug Valley is,
right?
But they definitely got some talent out there. We've seen Jackson Lusk have a couple big plays. Parker Sizemore, Austin Vance, that kid, he could play on any team out there.
Mm-hmm.
And then, as you look, this school, to continue building the high school level, it starts right here in Youth League.
Yeah.
So, I hope the parents watching, that they get out and they try to rally the kids, maybe in other sports. A good way to do that is go over to the soccer program and be like, hey, can little Jimmy come over and play football?
Yeah.
We see his footwork, we see his speed, we think he could play, football. The parents has got to get involved and get more players out for so these kids will have a chance to have these memories. That's what I don't like, that they're missing out on the memories, Austin. And
it's sad, just like we was talking about before. Birch's football program fell in, and if man's not careful,
theirs could do the same thing.
It could happen just like Birch did.
Yeah.
And like you said, you're missing out on memories. You always think of like middle school and high school being like, the most memorable moments and stuff. Really, it's here.
I can remember like yesterday. when I was in 8th grade, we went undefeated, winning the championship in our area. We ended up beating Turkey Creek for the championship, but went undefeated with Jonathan Wright at quarterback. I can name you all across the line. I mean, we had special year that year, and them memories will never be taken away.
Yep.
So, I want these kids to have them same kind of memories. So, I challenge you folks in Man, West Virginia, to take and do what you have to do to get more players out.
Absolutely. I mean, it's right now the kids are at the stage, like you said, where memories are made. And by the time they get up in middle school and high school, of course, you have great memories there, but it's nothing compared to, your C team, B team, A team, and especially for the A team, because after this, you're stepping up to a whole new league, in middle school. So right now is the time to really have fun and really create special memories that you'll be able to tell, just like multiple years down the road. So like you said, I encourage all the parents and the community of Man, West Virginia to pull together and really pull a strong program together for the kids.
Absolutely. And listen, these folks at Tug Valley have done that, and these kids have a special squad here. This Tug Valley team, they got an opportunity to win these playoffs. When you take, they're one of the 3 favorites. You got Logan, Chapmanville, and Tug Valley are the 3 best that I've seen.
Yep.
And it's going to be interesting to see how how next week goes. I'm not sure who Tug Valley will have to play in the second round, but it's going to definitely be interesting.
Oh, no.
Onside kick.
Looks like it was muffled by Tug Valley. It looks like they do get possession of the ball there. It was that was a close one there for Tug Valley. If Man could have recovered that would have been a big momentum shift for them in their favor. That would have been great to have. But if you're Man right now, you got to stop this Tug Valley offense. I mean, this game's not over. You still got a whole another half to play.
Before this Tug Valley offense gets on the roll, who's responsible for tonight's action?
We got T&K Grocery, Andy's Pizza and more. We also got Mountain State Boutique and C&C Beauty Salon.
How about you? Thank you for your sponsorship. Thank you for letting these kids be seen here on D&D Sports Network.
Absolutely.
There'll be 2,000-3,000 watch this game. So,
wide open pass downfield. He might get caught up to here. Looks like he's going to take it into the house for a Tug Valley Panther touchdown.
Wow, how about that? You had Darian Vance dropping back. Blankenship, he was the quarterback. He's the normal quarterback. Mm-hmm. So you had wide receiver Darian Vance hitting quarterback QB1 Landon Blankenship, and I think they may go back to that. Whenever they go back to playing the other teams, they may put Darian Vance back over there at receiver, but if they don't,
I like what I saw.
Yeah, Landon Blankenship doing a good job at receiver as well.
Just like we was talking about, this could be a good opportunity for Tug Valley to try some new things, and that play right there definitely, I'd probably keep in the playbook if need be. Little screen pass. He's going to walk that in for the 2-point conversion. That's going to make your score 38-0.
Should be a running clock.
Tug Valley Panthers up with 3 minutes and 54 seconds and counting here in the third quarter in this West Virginia playoff game.
I tell you, and you hate right now. It's so hard to see where you got certain glares on the field. It's hard to see the field right now. I know it definitely is for the cameraman up here, and they hopefully that sun will hurry up and drop. Now, if you missed the C-team game, Tug Valley took care of Man in that one. Ended up being a close one. I think 36-24 or 36-28 was the final.
It was a one-score game. It came down to the wire. I mean, it was a very good outing by both teams. Beautiful kick.
And Tug Valley defense all over that one, sniffs it out. Our Tug Valley kickoff team, I mean.
Looks like man's going to start around the 19-yard line.
Tell you what, we ever do another game up here, I'm going to sit up over on the visitor side.
Yes, because the sun is coming right down in here on the cameraman in the booth up here in the boxes. Last game we had a bad wasp problem. We had UFC streaming up here, us fighting off the wasp, and now we're fighting the sun. So
yeah, it's not been a good day for the crew up here.
No.
Austin Chaffins, Daryl McCoy on the call. You're watching the Mountain's #1 source for sporting news, the D&D Sports Network. You're watching this on the D&D Sports Network YouTube channel, so make sure you go hit that subscribe button, folks, as well as share it on Facebook. Tug Valley versus Man, 38-0 lead for the Tug Valley Panthers right now over the Hillbillies. Man's going to take over here deep in their own territory.
They're going to pitch it out here, running towards the outside.
And big hit there.
Ashton Evans lays down the hit stick.
And there's a flag. I don't know what the flag was. Did he maybe get some face mask on the?
I don't know if they're going to call a helmet to helmet or. I mean,
they usually don't call that in youth league, but it'd be a
say,
shocker if they did.
That was looked like a.
Well, yeah, I've seen that a few times in youth league. Yeah, I've seen it. It's actually more important you call it here than ever.
Right. Looks like it was a holding play on the Man Hillbilly, so that's going to back them up towards the 7-yard line.
Now, you know, the fans, they've kind of got out of here now, but you know, for the C team game, this place was rocking.
It was. I mean, imagine a high school stadium, you know, packed out for the C-team game, and it was well-deserved to have these fans out here because, I mean, that was a great game that we witnessed for C-team football.
It was, and, you know, we hope that you fans continue to support these kids on through these playoffs. We'll probably, as long as Tug Valley's in it, I'm sure that they'll probably have us back. So you know, make sure you guys get out. If you can, come to the stadium, support these kids, support these teams. You know, come here live in action. And if you can't get here, then you can watch it on D&D Sports Network.
We got a run up the middle here.
Yeah.
He lowers his shoulder, plays a good little hit as he was getting brung down there.
I wish they'd get up here to the other side of the field.
Yes, you guys will definitely be able to see them a whole lot better. That sun, they are right in the middle of it where it's beaming down.
Yeah, it's right there at the edge of the shade. And so, Man, 43 seconds to go here in the third quarter. They trail 38-0 to the Tug Valley Panthers. Austin Chaffins, Daryl McCoy on the call. We want to thank Andy's Pizza, T&K Grocery, CNC Beauty Salon, and Mountain State Boutique for sponsoring tonight's action. You can see them down on the scroll running across the game the whole time on the scroll at the bottom of your screen.
Looks like Tug Valley. Wow. Great play. Sun's beaming, trying to see who that was. I believe
that's Chris Evans, I think.
Chris Evans on the play. That was a big-time play. Well, we are here at the end of the third quarter. Your Tug Valley Panthers is up 38-0 against the Man Hillbillies.
Real quick here, Austin, the CNC Beauty Salon wants to say go Bryson. Bryson is the center for the Tug Valley Panthers, and they also Mimi and Pap says go Panthers. T&K Grocery is open 24 hours a day. They have a Sunday buffet. You can check them out on Facebook. They cater, deliver pizzas, and have daily specials. Also want to thank Mountain State Boutique. Come in and look around, and while you're there, stop over at the Chit and Chat coffee shop and grab a caramel latte, brownie, or pastry. And then last but not least, Andy's Pizza and More, located in Williamson, West Virginia. Give them a call at 304-236-3650. They got pizza, wings, and breadsticks. They make the dough and sauce fresh daily. And Austin, if you go in there and mention you seen it on D&D Sports Network, what do you get?
You get 10% off on your purchase. You have to take advantage of that.
Absolutely, and I'm going to tomorrow. We appreciate you, Andy's Pizza, for stepping up and being a sponsor of today's action. You guys are great. You know, it takes a village to raise a kid, and, you know, our sponsors are really good about making sure these kids get seen.
Absolutely. And these kids deserve it, too, especially when they get up in the upper levels. They're going to appreciate, you know, being able to get covered here at the young age, because it helps build their profile up once they come up to middle school and high school. So,
well, if you can build that brand now that you can get paid in college, if you got a brand going into college, then all of a sudden, that freshman year, you start getting paid.
Yeah. And that's the great thing about it, and it all starts right here.
Yep.
And it's thanks to the sponsors. So if anybody wants to become a sponsor, you can get a hold of us at D&D Sports Network.
Yep. And
we would love for you to have the opportunity to help out these young kids.
So 5:22 to go here in the fourth quarter. Tug Valley leads 38-0. Man lined up in the gun. Jackson Lusk waiting for the snap.
Still waiting for the snap.
Yep, they get it. Lusk gets hit. Goes down hard. And that was Bryson Richardson again.
That may have ticked off Tug Valley a little bit having to wait. They said, come on, we're ready to go.
Well, I'll tell you what. You know, I think, you know, the officials, I think they're being a little bit more lenient with this game, because that should have been an offensive, offsides.
Offsides. There's, yeah. You know, but like we said earlier, you know, classy move by Tug Valley, you know, with the 10-on-10 play here, because of the amount of players that Man has. You know, it's just a great opportunity for both squads to come out here and be able to play the beautiful game of football.
And we say that, but listen, Man does got some dogs, some good athletes on their squad. Uh-oh, he's coming around the edge here, gets brought down. That's number 95 on the tackle. Let's see who 95 would be. Well, I don't see a 95.
We might have a jersey swap or something on the field.
We got an injured player. Hopefully he's okay, whoever it is.
You know, you was talking about Man having dogs on the team, and they do. It's just when you're playing,
they just don't have enough of them.
Exactly, and when you're playing a team like Tug Valley, you know, it's just it'll be tough for any team. That's no disrespect towards Man. That goes for any team. Any team's going to have a hard time against this Tug Valley whole squad, offense and defense. I mean, they are just one of the best teams I've seen in a while. But as far as Man goes, I love to see them grow and build, and hopefully these players that's coming up into middle school for next season can really start to build a brand for themselves and be real successful in the middle school and high school era.
Austin, and as you sit here and see that Steeler Salmon's coming to the sideline, you know, he's pretty sure it's Steeler Salmon. Is that 48?
No, that is number 40.
That's 40, so that's not Steeler Salmon. That will be Gavin Maynard.
Looks like he's okay. Maybe just got a little bit shaken up out there. Maybe got wind knocked out of him or something. I've had that done multiple times, especially being a smaller player. You know,
or maybe he just needed a break.
Hey, sometimes I need a break.
He's running around the edge.
He's going to be wide open, walking it into the end zone. Touchdown, Tug Valley Panthers with a score of 44-0.
That was Fancy Pants Darian Vance in for his second touchdown of the day, giving the Panthers a 44-0 lead with 2:43 to go here in the fourth quarter. Austin Chafin, Daryl McCoy on the call. You're watching West Virginia playoff youth league football here on the Mountain's #1 source for sporting news, the D&D Sports Network. I want to thank T&K Grocery, Andy's Pizza, Mountain State Boutique, and C&C Beauty Salon for sponsoring today's action.
See if the Panthers are able to get it for 2, and that's going to be approachment by the defense by a long run there. Looked like the whole line jumped on them.
Yeah, they definitely jumped off sides. It's going to be half the distance of the goal.
For the camera angle, it's not too bad for the sun, but for us, it's hard. And man, looked like the play just fell apart immediately, and then well, that's what happened. You can see.
We got a minute 34 here, running clock. This one here, if they don't hurry and get in formation, man may not get another offensive play. There's a young lady with a baby doll. She is strutting across there. Said she's tired of watching football. She's going to play with her dolls. You know, the crowd really has emptied out here as this game's got out of hand.
Yes, and you know, there's still a lot of the man squad here. You know, it's important at this age. You know, you're supporting the kids. You know, win or lose. So it definitely feels good, especially like our last game. You know, where
now you see the shade come over at the end of the game.
A little too late now, but what a great run we got going on.
Oh, Lord, the shoulder brought down finally at the 40-yard line. Yeah, I got to think. I can't really see the number there, but I think that was Jackson Lusk. In there, that's quarterback returning like that. We got 10 seconds to go.
I believe that's going to be a game.
That'll get us out of here as Tug Valley takes care of man 44-0. And Austin Chaffins, Daryl McCoy on the call here. Austin, as we sit here and look at this game, this game right here, it really come down to, it was all Tug Valley all day long. I mean, they, just too many Jimmy and Joes for man. And man, they really didn't have a chance from the start coming in with 10 players, Yeah. So Tug Valley, they done the classy move, put 10 out there, matched them. But, we want to give a shout-out to that coaching staff for making that happen. We want to also tell people, remember the names Austin Vance and Jackson Lusk. Them are two players you're going to hear a lot in the future over in that man area.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this whole Tug Valley squad, I mean, they are a bunch of dogs, and I'm super excited to watch them play next week. And whoever they have to play, I'm going to be a bet man and say it's going to be a long day for that team when they're having to play against this Tug Valley offense, especially. Like I said today, I don't think they ran any more than 3 plays on their drive, and they're in the end zone just like that, and their defense is amazing from what we've seen today.
Yeah.
It wouldn't surprise me at all if they take the whole thing this year. So.
Yeah, absolutely. It's them, Chapmanville, or Logan. One of them 3, I think, will be your eventual champions. But, Fancy Pants, Darian Vance, again, gets out of this game as the next step legal player of the game. So, big shout out to Fancy Pants, Darian Vance, once again, leaving here with the game MVP on D&D Sports Network. Austin Chaffins, you guys, this is your first look at Austin. Austin will be covering a lot of games in the future for D&D Sports Network. You'll see him around at gymnasiums as basketball season comes near. You'll see him at a gymnasium near you. If you got anything you want pushed out, or if you're over on the West Virginia side, or in the Pike County area, make sure you reach out to Austin, and he'll take care of business. But, you know, Austin, first youth league football game. I mean, it wasn't as luxurious as I'd have liked for you on your first game, but Tug Valley got out of here, and you got to see a few big plays today.
Yeah, absolutely. And, man, I can't keep saying it. That C-team game was amazing. I mean, for C-team, you know, people probably think C-team like, you know, parents come out to support the kids. No, I mean, that was an action-packed game. And I think –
wait till you see them play somebody like somebody that's, you know, one of the top feeders. This C-team is a very good C-team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And, man, I think the game of football, you know, starting from a young age is changing definitely from when I played B team in 07. You know, it's a different game. It's more high paced now. It's more action packed. So after today, I really wouldn't care just to come out and watch a C team or a B team football game, you know, for fun. I mean, it's definitely entertaining for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And folks at home, you're watching this on the D&D Sports Network YouTube channel. Make sure you go down and hit that subscribe button, and you hit that like and share button over on Facebook. Spread the word about the D&D Sports Network YouTube channel. But until next week, Austin Chaffins, Daryl McCoy, you're watching another broadcast on the D&D Sports Network, the Mountain's #1 source for sporting news.